Welcome educators and colleagues to another how-to videos with Canvas. Today I'm going to show you how to use modules. According to the Canvas community or community.canvaslms.com, modules allow instructors to organize content to help control the flow of the course. In addition, each module can contain files, pages, discussions, assignments. They're all connected with Canvas. You could also have quizzes and other learning materials of your choice, including links and headers. They could be added from existing content, or you could start with a new content inside the module, and it's going to be like a blank shell, just with a title, and later you can add it or edit it. I really prefer personally to use modules to navigate that one directional linear flow for my students. I wanted to show you already created modules in one of my courses. We're calling it the blueprint. Basically, all those are headers of module titles, but if you don't have any module that you have started, simply click on the module blue button. When you click, you would see the pop-up add module page, and this is where you put your module name, and you have choices to lock it now or lock until or later. There's also choices of prerequisites and requirements. I will show you that in a moment. As soon as you have typed your name, press on add module. Now notice that my module was collapsed earlier, but now it opened with a little triangle. I've already added items, and some of them are just planning blank items with their names. For example, like the welcome to math class video grading, it's a page that I want to have, but I added it as a placeholder as a page, but I did not actually edit or added some content yet. So that's what modules allows you to plan ahead and work ahead. Notice all of them have those green lights, so they're ready to go. Perhaps the ones that I'm not ready, I can turn off the green button. To add an item inside the module, click on that little blue, click on the plus sign, and then you will get a pop-up like that. Notice that's the name of my module name, but then I could add an assignment, page, or any other item I would like. So these are all the items or options you're able to add into a module. The default for me is an assignment, but again, you can select any of the other options that Canvas provides, including a text header. Notice that also you have a choice to start a brand new assignment, or you actually can add an existing assignment from the assignment button. So the same is true with pages. You can start with a new page from there from module, or you can add a page you've already created under the page category. Same with other options. So it gives you that flexibility. And the last thing, you would just press add item. So notice my module that I already created has a subheader, it has few pages, a quiz, and then there's something called submit badge evidence. I'm actually using badges, so automatically students will receive an icon, a badge icon, when they complete this module. And the way to do that is, notice there is a complete all items requirement. So let's go to the three dots so I can show you if you decide to do something that is required for them to do, or if you want some kind of prerequisite. This is where you go. So remember the three dots. Now make sure you're pressing on edit, and that way you could see the name of the module. And you can see that I've selected the requirements button, and then for each item I have the name. I know what they're named. For example, I selected the option mark as done. Canvas provides other options. You can have students just view the item. So if they're on a page, for example, they could just view. I like for the students to mark as done button. So going to be similar experience to the Google Classroom, to where they would keep track of what they've done. By clicking on that button, they can contribute to a page. What if there was an assignment? So you want to switch it to they have to submit the assignment, and then they're going to get the green light. Or if it's a quiz, you have the option of score at least, and then you would put that number. As usually, you don't want to forget, you have to click the update module button because you're changing it. So usually when you have those three dots, that's the editing mode. You have to save it manually by actually clicking. Here's another example of a module I already created called Technology To-Do List, and also week 2, and there's a week 3, so I'm already pre-planning. And lastly, I wanted to show you the student view. Remember to go to settings and then student view of the course, and you'll be able to see that student view look. You as a recommendation, I always check and see what does it look like for my students before I do anything with them. But notice those are the dots because I have asked for the complete all items into the module requirements for the welcome, and those dots will be either checked mark or filled in, so the kids will actually visually see that they have done that, especially in an online distance learning when there's so many things going on. So this is a very simple way of making sure that the students are held accountable, and at the same time they're able to earn some badges. And here a sample of the technology to-do list that the students already did it. So those are now check marks. So visually as a student I can see, oh, I've done that. I can move on to another item or another module. And lastly, I wanted to show you what would it look like for the student. So once they complete the item of the module, if they go to the badges and they click on it, I created, for example, that badge for technology called technology, and says, congrats, you just earned a tech badge for completing the tech module. And this just makes it fun and exciting and keeps kids I guess motivated. That's one way. So I definitely recommend the video about badges. It is in my playlist. I did not make it, but the person that made it is actually a really good video. So that's how I learned how to do it, and I'm definitely going to use it. Another sample of organization for my module, I've collapsed them all. This is from a previous course. I wanted to show you that I actually had a prerequisite multiplication module where I created a Canvas quiz with all the multiplication, and they had to complete the 2s, the 3s, and on. So I didn't have to make any copies of multiplication, and kids were able to practice unlimited amount of time, and they had to do it, or had to complete all the items to move on to other items, or as you can see, the planning was by units and by whatever my unit name is, and inside I had other things. Now, depending again of what you would like to do with the students, think of how are the students going to be organizing and following the navigation in your Canvas courses. I know some teachers actually prefer pages, and inside those pages they use buttons, and those buttons get linked to either assignment, discussion, or some kind of an agenda. So that's another way of using Canvas without module. My personal preference is definitely using modules, especially if students can be earning things such as badges, and just helps with the organization for the secondary students. Perhaps the pages way of navigating is more useful for the elementary students, including those Bitmoji classrooms that could be embedded with Google Slides inside Canva. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and we do have a Facebook Canvas for secondary education. I'd like to invite you in there, so check us on Facebook, and until next time.